more I read, the more I learn. Oh, hello. Put that away. I didn't hear you come in, but of course, there's never a locked door in the reading nook. Would you like to hear a story? Okay then, how about we have a classic? This one is Curious George by H.A. Ray. I call him Ha! Many of you have seen the movie like myself and never read the classic that it's based on. Today, we're gonna do just that. Books are always better than the movie. This is George. He lived in Africa. He was a good little monkey and always very curious. Well, we all knew that from the title. So this is how Curious George meets the Man in the Hat. He sees him and the Man in the Hat puts down his hat. Curious George starts playing with it. And then the Man in the Hat comes and plays it and puts him in a sack. That didn't happen in the movie. And then they go back to the boat and they're happy and they're with a singing sailor. And they're on the boat and the Man in the yellow hat teaches Curious George how to smoke. They're on the boat and Curious George is playing around with an albatross. He is curious. Oh no, he falls in and plays with the fishes. And the sailors are looking around and there's Curious George nearly drowning. So they're gonna have to save his life, aren't they? So they get him and he vomits up a gallon or so of fish and salt water. That's vivid there. Finally though, they get back to America, the land of civilization. And once they get home, Curious George has a meal and again, I told you he was learning how to smoke. Well, the next day, he uses the telephone. And who does he call? The fire department. Oh no, they're running because they think there's a fire. Look at all that cool equipment they have. Wow. Oh no, there's no fire, just a monkey with a telephone. And they bumble and stumble over him. And then they catch him and they throw him in prison. A prison with rats. Oh, but then Curious George escapes cleverly by killing one of the prison guards. Well, now that's cool. And he gets out and he's walking on the 2 wires. That's not good. A squirrel did that in my neighborhood. And we didn't have electricity for a week. Smelled like barbecue. Oh, and then he buys a whole bunch of balloons from a well-known pedophile. Oh, he's floating away. I remember this, and the pedophile's so angry, they often are. Oh, he's floating above the city, and he's seeing all the people, and the Man in the yellow hat pays off the suave pedophile, asking that he never mention any of this ever happened. And Curious George and the Man in the yellow hat zoom off. It's so good, like in the movie where they learn to be a family and they're happy with, no, he's put in a zoo. Curious George is sent to a zoo. What a nice place for George to live. Yes, I bet he's really glad that the Man in the yellow hat stuffed him in a sack, tore him away from his home in the jungle, allowed him to go to prison, meet a pedophile, fly above the city in balloons, and finally live in a zoo. What a lucky monkey. This book makes me sad.